Hi, all of you. So this is Gil. So I'm gonna actually share with you this Apple IIe computer. This one, I'm actually gonna part ways with this. I decided that I want to sell this because I had never really used it. Well, I used to use this in school. I remember like the one of those things that I really like about this, why I got it. Well, at the thrift store, this was 30 years ago. I bought this, and like the price is really good, but never mind the price. I bought it because it was totally retro, or it totally brings back memories from the time when I went to school. Like back in 1984, I went to summer school. The name of the school was Tri-Week School. I guess that's what it was named. And that was in Covina. Because it was like a year like when my mom made me go to summer school in 1984. And I didn't want to go to summer school. I wanted to just be lazy at home. But my mom kind of made me. So we ended up going. And then my mom suggested that I do Introduction to Computers and Art. Also another class, Arts. And so I ended up going there because my mom made me, so I went. And then that's when I saw this computer, Introduction to Computers class. That's when they were using these specific computer, like these specific model, Apple IIe. And they had like a whole room filled with these things. I would say it was probably like about 40 of these. And you know, it's funny because back in 1984, like back in 1984, like a set like this would have cost about $1,500. But a typical set with the keyboard and the monitor and one disk drive was like $1,400 the last time. And that was 1984 dollars. So if you translate that to today's money, it's around $3,000, maybe $3,500 in today's money with the inflation of today. $3,500 to buy one of these back then. I just know that these were really very popular computers for the average family, but not too many people were able to afford them. But I've seen people I've heard of people who had these in their homes and stuff. But I never knew someone though. I never knew a friend who had one. But some people had typically Commodores. But but anyway, going to the story of when I first saw one of these in a classroom, and that's when they introduced me to a computer. Like I was always hearing about computers and stuff, and what they can do and stuff, and then and so when I first came across one, that's when I first used one. It's like I immediately started to like the computer. I immediately thought it was really cool because it's basically like telling the computer what to do. What's this? Oh, Apple Presents Apple. I thought this was yeah, this is an Apple Presents. I did not use this program when I went to school. Yeah. Okay, this is like the older. This Apple Presents Apple. It's for the older computer. It's for the older Apple II system. Oh yeah, this is for the older app. Okay, I'll just run this program. I'll just run this disk. Well, the Apple Presents Apple is over here. I just know that when I first started using this computer, I was overjoyed about what we can actually do with these computers. In those days, you program it. You program the computer. It's like that's when I heard about programming a computer to tell it what to do. And so with these computers, like typically, we would type in a command, and let's say, what's your name? Try it again. Gotta boot up. Like we would put in a disk, and then it would boot up a program, but with these disks, like if we wanted this computer to run a program automatically when we insert the disk, then we would type in, like when we have a program that we want to save, we type in init and then whatever name that you put for your program, and then it would automatically boot up. But the thing is, when you type in init, it's going to erase everything. It's going to erase the whole disk. So yeah. Well, typically, like when we want to stop a program from running, like a runaway program, we would press Control and reset, and then it would do that, and I could type in the command list to list the program that did that made my name. And these are the commands that you used to use: V line, and then H line, horizontal line, and that's for the graphics. And then something you could type in home to clear the screen. Oops, syntax error. Let me see, home, and it clears the screen. List would list the program. But if you want to, well, I just know the list. Okay, 0. I don't remember how I do this. Oh, okay, we could tell it to list only a certain number of lines. Oh, I made this program back in December 9th, 1996. Oh, wow. And then if we wanted to do graphics, we would type in home graphics and then the colon and then graphics. And then I used to use color, like the color command. But anyway, I'm going to just go see what's on this disk, and I would type in catalog. That's it. Syntax error. Catalog. And then it would give me the list of things on the disk. So, I mean, I made some programs, you know. I made some little bit of programs on this. I'm going to run, and then if you want to run a program, we would type in run and then whatever the name of the program is. Yeah, see, we would run whatever the name of the program was. So yeah, and then typically I would control reset, but there's other ways to do this. And then other commands was, let's say, flash. If we type in flash, it's going to start flashing your characters of flash. Or you could type in inverse. Dang it. Inverse. And then it would just like do that. I mean, I remember those commands. Okay, normal, or you could type in normal and everything would be okay. I mean, everything. Okay, let me see. And then, well, let's say that I wanted to look at other disks. Catalog. Gilbert. Proof. Well, I just typed in random. I'm going to run the program Crazy Line. It's a graphics. Wait a minute. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. I was just like typing a very long line. That's what it was I was doing. I was just being funny. Okay. Catalog. Plot. Run MLX. What's that? Well, I don't know what that is. Well, anyway, I'm going to type in another. Plots. Well, I think it's just another program. Let's see, okay. So anyways, Yeah, so anyway, well, anyways, I'm just gonna type in home. And then, well, here's a master disk. And then over here, we could type in catalog. And then, like, we could run whatever programs is available. Well, actually, I think I probably I don't know. Well, I think the asterisk means that the program is locked. Like, so you can't accidentally delete it or stuff like that. So you ran these programs from this. Well, actually, I think some of this, I think these are like programs that they gave for free. Let me see. Run phone list. I think it's like, well, maybe it was like a program that, well, I don't even know how these disks, phone list. Oh. Yeah, that's like the old school of saving phone number. That's when you kind of figure. Let me see. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, printer is off. Yeah, master disk. And then the Apple presents Apple for the 2E only. But I made some copies of that program. And those 3.8. And then I made some copies of this. So I'm gonna go ahead and run this. But first I have to turn off the computer. Turn it back on. So well, I get pretty overjoyed on using these like computers, like this old computer. But I never really spent too much time on this because by the time I picked one of these up, like I had already stopped using my computer. It's like the screen is kind of dark because of the way the phone is recording, you know. It's the way the phone is recording. Gonna check. So yeah, Apple computer. And that stuff. Yeah, if I remember all that. Well, like, well, yes. I thought these, well, that's interesting. Well, yeah. I remember this. My name. Yes. I remember all this stuff. Well, like I said, I didn't use this program. I did not use this in 1984. It was like going on to like 1985. Or actually, it was like later on, or like 1985 when I did this, when I used this. Remember this? Yeah. Okay, now let's check how the inside of this computer looks. See, back in the day. See, it's funny because I even have the receipt from when I bought this computer. It got all worn out, man. But this is all the stuff that's in here. Oh, I didn't even know we can use this for a regular TV, man. Oh, you could hook it up with a regular TV. Back in the day, you were able to do that. So this is all the stuff I had. I don't know. You had an extra card for the I don't know if these cards. So that's the way the computer looks inside, and there's a speaker right there. All I could say is that this computer works like a charm. Huh. I don't know what this exactly is. Probably for a printer or something. I think it's for a printer, I don't know. I didn't know that this was very professional stuff back in the day. Well, all I could tell you is it was extremely expensive to buy one of these back in the day. So here's the back of the computer. The way the back of the computer looks. And then there's like the switch for the monitor. And you're able to hook up a tape recorder on this. Here's an Apple computer. And here's the back of the disk drives. Huh, so yeah. Made in the USA. And here's the bottom of the disk drive. And the other disk drive, same thing. And here's the bottom of this computer. Here's the bottom of it. So yeah. The bottom of this computer. Yeah, it's funny because these computers, these machines were pretty big. They're big. But I mean, that the thing was, like, because of the little Atari that I had, it was 1/4 the size of this Apple. It was 1/4 the size of this, like, the bulkiness of this computer. But it was convenient to put the monitor on top of this computer, though. I mean, so yeah, I mean, Apple. So anyways, and then of course I have different programs, and then I have the books over here, the Apple books. There's the actual owner's manual. How often do you come around these, man? Yeah, look at this, they put it, and that's the last place you want to put a computer at. Yeah. That's freaking funny, man. No, that's funny because some monitors looked like this, apparently. Well, that was a color monitor, though. See, there's all the different things that you could do here. I mean, shit, dang. Yeah, I tell you, back in my day when I first learned to use this computer, when I first learned about this computer, man, 'cause I wanted one so badly, man. I wanted this computer so badly. I wanted specifically an Apple computer. Yeah, and then this is the disc, all the 3 discs that come with this. And then I have some programs, a couple of programs that go with this. Look at the price of this one. $59.95. Man, that was $1984 too. I don't know about $3. And then I have other programs here. So I decided that I want to part ways with all this. I mean, I want to part ways. I'm parting ways. So, anyway, so yeah. Like I say, back in the day, a computer like this did this whole setup, and to buy these programs, I would suppose, and some extra discs, and even like one of these. I would probably imagine that, like, when they first came out, I would probably say like $1,600, man, for all this, for everything, including that second disk drive. Probably even more, maybe even more. I mean, it would have been probably $1,600, and that was $1,984 too. I mean, and then like again, you translate that to today's dollars, and that's like a freaking, like maybe $3,500, man, back in the day. So yeah, all right. Well, I hope you liked this computer or this video. I'm just sharing with you with this because I am selling this right now. And but the thing is, I'm not asking no $50 for it now. I'm not asking no $50, unfortunately, because you multiply that by 10, and I'm asking 500 or more. But in reality, basing it on my research as of June 21st, 1996 or 2026, basing it on my research, I found that this computer is an estimated value of $600. So, I mean, I'm going to put the price at $600. And I'm not going to go easy on this, I mean, because, I mean, I know that this is a highly sought for item, you know. So, yeah, so anyway, well, I hope you liked this. All right, I'll see you on the next video.